My name is Jessica Rensing, and I'm the Content Director and Brand Manager for Consumer Tech. The American Dream, let's see. Yeah, I got sucked into it. Graduated with honors from my high school and immediately got sucked into a four-year college, not even really knowing what I wanted to do. Um, and I left college with $40,000 worth of debt that I am still paying off. I wouldn't say that it was completely useless, but at the same time, I really felt like I could have used my time and my money doing something better. And it wasn't until a few years out of college that I realized that. I graduated with a degree in social psychology, which is a great degree to have. You're working with people all the time. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're always going to be working with people. And so I found that was a really great degree to have. But at the same time, man, I could have spent that money doing something that I really had passion for, that I really loved. I worked as retail manager, training associates, worked in the restaurant business even a little while, but found myself unhappy. It was always about the next thing, the next promotion. A lot of times I felt like I was working my butt off and not even really feeling appreciated for all the heart and the passion that I put into for the corporate world. It's just not designed for that. It's just not designed to be fulfilling, honestly. My husband says it a lot, but I feel like it's about building somebody else's dream, not necessarily building your own. I was done with it. I did work for a preschool for a little while where that was really awesome. I really enjoyed it, but it ignited something more in me, like that I'm still building somebody else's dream. And although it was a beautiful dream, I had something that I wanted to give. And I really started walking through this process, and I realized that it was always about the next thing. Like, there was never an ending. It was never finished. So I had to learn to fall in love with the process. And through that process, it's a very long and beautiful story. But in the end, I realized that walking women through the process of birth is a very spiritually, I don't even have the words for it. It's like a fulfilling thing. I've had three children. I have one heaven side and three earth side, and I birthed them all. And it was a beautiful experience. No matter what the experience was, no matter how it ended, it was beautiful and it was wonderful. And I have a desire to walk women through not just the actual birth, because it doesn't stop at birth. There's a process through it. And so I'm very passionate about that. And I really feel like stepping out of that American dream and stepping out of all of that and being able to really walk in my own path. Working here and working with my husband has really given me that. And I want that for everybody. I want everybody to feel free to do what they are passionate, what they're born and created and made to do. So I found my thing, to help you find your thing.
My name is Matthew Covington. I am an inventory lister and I'm a website developer. Well, I come from the corporate where I worked for the past 8 to 9 years in the corporate world. So my background is in IT specialist, from anywhere from networking to IT troubleshooting to basically just touching everything that's corporate-wise, IT related. Corporate world was it was part of a dream come true. I always wanted to go to school and get my degree and use it and put it to use. Never wanted to become a statistic. But at the same time, I wanted to be an entrepreneur that would build a bridge for me to do my own business. I never seen myself working 30 to 40 years on a corporate job. Just not for me. I just didn't want to be slave to that system, 8 to 5, clocking in every day, spending more time at the workplace than I did with my family. So I wanted to be separated from that world. I wanted freedom. And I knew with that freedom it came much more responsibility. So I searched and really I knew I needed a stepping stone, someone that can bridge me and bring me in and show me how to be an entrepreneur. That's where I met Joe Rensing. We talked about entrepreneurship, the chance to pursue that fully. For a long time, I had so much fear of stepping out of the corporate world because I had so much security in the corporate world. I knew when my next paycheck was coming. I knew how much promotion I was going to get. I knew when my salary bonus was going to come in. So I knew these things. So the comfortability of leaving it was the biggest challenge for me in corporate America. But I wanted freedom, so I knew I had to get over that cushion, get over that fear, and really trust God And the Lord told me like in like a last year that He said, no, this will be the last year that you'll work. And at the time, I really was still dealing with a lot of fear, and still just going to have to go through a process of just really getting my mind changed, because I had the heart, had the passion, but mentally, I would have a lot of fear. And I remember the weeks adding up to it. I didn't know how I felt, but when I left, it was like I stepped in a place of purpose and destination. So it was exciting but scary at the same time, because there was nothing there to go off of, because I come from corporate and I knew where everything was coming from. But just the process has been great. I learned a lot. Consumer Tech, what it does now, it has given me a platform and a foundation to learn about business, to use my tools and the creating that God has put in me, the different talents that I have, and put it to use, like my IT skills. I do that with web development. I do that with advertising and other things that I'm doing here, even the things on the side that I use my tools for, that things I never would have had the time for if I was in corporate America. And then I just get more time with family and then more time with friends. And so it's a win-win for me. Much work, but this is just the beginning of it. So I'm excited about the future.
My name is Whitney, and I am the inventory specialist for Consumer Tech. I always worked in a lot of places that I was passionate about, but the politics always got in the way of what I was passionate about. Mm-hmm. And I didn't like that. I wanted to be in a place where I could be myself and be my own boss and be in control of my life. And so now I am here. So now that I'm here, my goal is to help people who have been in a place like I once was. I found myself in a place where I was homeless and in and out of jail. It wasn't because I was a bad person, it was just because I made a mistake. So there's plenty of other people out there that are like me, like they messed up and they just need a hand up, not a hand out. Like they just need help getting up to a different level from where they were before. And like when you get out of jail, if you have nowhere to go, if you're in a different state and you're stuck there, then you're homeless. You're out on the street, standing in 33-degree weather, freezing to death in a tank top with nowhere to go. And like with me, I just got lucky. Somebody came by to help me, and they let me stay with them until I was able to get on my feet. And so like I want to be able to provide a place for people who need that help, like to help them out.
My name is Dedrick Reynolds, and I am a listing agent for Consumer Tech. My reason for stepping out of it was because of the lack of flexibility, but it took up a lot of my time from my family, and I had to do things exactly their way.
Yeah, that's hard.
Well, personally, I want to start a clothing line for men. Kind of want to get started with t-shirts and then just build from there. But that's my big thing that I want to do in life.
So for the people that are, always looking for that next thing, that next promotion, that next job, I just want to let you know that that is not going to fulfill you. Like you think that it's going to fulfill you, and it won't. It's that what I encourage you is to step back and appreciate where you are in this moment, because you weren't in the same place a year ago. You may feel like you are, but you're not. You've grown as a person. You've experienced a whole new level of experiences that have changed who you are and how you react to the world around you. If I could give anything to those people who are waiting for that next thing, it's to appreciate where you are now, because tomorrow you're not going to be in the same place.
I just ask you guys just to believe in yourself and just trust God. I'm a believer, and so that's my faith. And then one of the biggest thing I know is that we deal with fears, but just trusting and believing in God and trusting that you can do what He said you can do. And so I'm happy to be here. So take that chance.
Do it in spite of being scared.
That's good.
In spite of being scared, you have the fear and the emotions and thoughts, and but do it in spite of that.